I think I've come a long way in a short amount of time, but I have a lot of people to thank for that and a lot of organisations to thank for that. In WA we have a lot of people here to help, and over east as well I've got a lot of coaches that have really brought me to where I am, so it's not so much my own personal success, but it's everyone else's success that has put me here where I am today.
What got you into wheelchair sports and wheelchair basketball?
I was originally born in England and I was a swimmer, and I lost my swimming classification, and Frank Ponta, who passed away recently, put me in a basketball chair and sat me down. He was like, "You're going to shoot your first shot," and I nailed it and I was so excited, and he said, "You're going to play basketball now." It took me 6 months and I started playing just local league, and I was really bad. I cross-court maybe about 8 times in one game, everyone yelling at me, but yeah, he really got me into it and I have a lot to thank him for.
Big year coming up, obviously.
Yeah.
Obviously, the team would have some lofty goals. What are your individual goals coming into the next few months, in particular?
My own personal goals are just to keep playing strong and playing hard, and just to have take every opportunity by the throat and not take anything for granted, because you can't, not now, not ever. So that's definitely a big thing, and definitely to make Paralympics. That's one of my biggest goals and one of my biggest dreams.
What about in terms of the team? You know, always perennially up in the top end of world wheelchair basketball. Is gold the focus? Gold
is always the focus. I don't think you can expect anything less from the ladies. We all want gold and we all really, really want it. We are pretty up there, top 4 in the world, so it will be interesting once we get to that point to see where we are. And I have complete faith that everyone's been doing all the right work to get us to that goal. Qualifiers
was an interesting tournament for you guys.
Oh yes.
You got through, a bit of a scare.
Oh yeah.
What was the feeling like within the group, and during that period where there was a chance that you guys weren't going to make it, and then you came through and got the gold anyway?
Oh, during that period where we were so unsure, I remember getting on a bus with the whole team and we just cried, and we were like, we are so close to getting this, but yet so close to losing it at the same time. And when we won gold and we were like, yes, we're in, it just made us appreciate it a lot more, and made us appreciate how much our efforts are going to get us through to hopefully win the gold in London.
Do you look at I guess, some of the veteran players and see yourself filling that role later in your career?
Lisa Tesh, I definitely look at her and I go, wow, one day I want to be like that. I want to be able to go to 5 Paralympics and I want to just smash it and have so much energy on court still.
Who do you see as being the big challenges for the gliders at the Paralympics?
USA and Germany.
Yeah?
Yeah, definitely USA and Germany, but you can't knock out any of the other teams. Back at World Championships in 2010, you had China, and all of a sudden in 2011 they've beaten Japan and qualified to come to London, and you see how far they've come, and all the other teams can be doing exactly the same thing, but we're doing the right processes to make sure that we're on top of that.
What are the girls like off the court together? You guys really close, particularly in tournaments. I guess if you're in a foreign country, particularly when it's such a different culture, sometimes you travel to places like China or things that are really foreign. How important do your teammates and your fellow countrywomen, how important does that bond become?
It becomes pretty important. You're there and you guys are all you have. The girls are all I have, and they're my big family. To me, they're a family. If we feel like we've had a down day, we'll all go together, maybe go out for a coffee somewhere, and guarantee we'll find a coffee bar somewhere in whatever country we're in. So we're all very close, and if we lose a game, we'll all bunch together and make sure that we're in the right mindset for the next game and the next game after that. And if we win a game, we celebrate it, but then we get straight back onto what the job is, and that's really important. And everyone's so supportive out there, so it's great.
Awesome. All right, maybe as a last question, what are your personal goals for your career? Like we talked about, you're making some great strides recently. Where do you want to be, 5, 10 years down the road?
One of my biggest goals was and I've always spoken about it with my coaches, is I want to be one of the best high pointers in the world. And I want to be recognised as that person on court that everyone has to stop and like, oh my gosh. So that's definitely a big goal, but I'd love to travel to Europe and play some European basketball. That would be really, really awesome if I could do that one day. Here in Perth, I'd love to help develop the wheelchair basketball in Western Australia alongside Wheelchair Sports West WA, and to see how far that can go, because I have a lot to thank them for and I want to give to them what they gave to me. So.